Hey family, I'm on my way to school. I'm about to talk and drive, so I can't look at the camera because I'm supposed to be paying attention to the road. But uh, I just had to say something, and well, I had to have to request something, and what I am requesting is for people to pray or send positive vibes or whatever you do to whatever God you might serve or not serve. Just do that for not only your family, but for my family as well. I got quite a few, family members that are going through, some health crises. And, it's just not good. So I am, just reaching out to the ancestors and to God and, just asking that, some divine intervention be done. Because of course I love them and I don't want them to be sick or worse. So I say that. But I also say this, okay? And it's not to beat nobody up because what's done is done, what's said is said, and you can't go back and rewrite history. I mean, if you could, I think a lot of people would probably do so, with some exceptions, of course. But it is possible to love and be angry at someone all at the same time. And I say that because of this reason. These certain individuals, my family, that I'm speaking of, that's taken ill, I love them, of course, with all my heart. No matter if we have arguments or, fights or whatever, that's just, it is what it is. Family's family. But as much as I love them, I am upset with them because, all right, nobody wants to be sick. Some people are sick because, they're genetically, disposed, like they can't help it, it's hereditary, it's nothing that they've done personally, they just can't help it, it's just something that they inherited, they were born with, what have you. So they can't do anything about that. So people that have those type of sicknesses and illnesses, I feel bad for them, I pray for them, I send positive vibes their way because I know they did not ask for this. This now was something that they did to themselves intentionally. There was nothing that they could do, no matter how good of a diet they had when they were younger or exercised or whatever they did. It just happened. So those people, I have no problem with, and I empathize with you all. I have a problem with people that know what they're doing is wrong and they continue to do so. I have a problem with that. And it's like this, okay? I know when we're growing up as children, our parents teach us right from wrong as best as they can, and they tell you not to do certain things, and or if you do certain things, this is what's going to happen, and things of that nature. So as a child, you're going to be naughty. You're going to eat that extra piece of cake or that extra piece of candy. Your parents aren't always going to be around to snatch it from you or smack it out your hand or whatever. It is what it is. But when you become, or when you get older, like a young adult, not so much teenager, but young adult, there's certain things you should not do. If you have too much salt And intaking too much sodium, what's going to happen, family? You're going to get high blood pressure, right? I mean, hypertension. Okay, what's going to happen if you eat too much starchy foods? Greasy foods, things of that nature. You're going to get diabetes. You're going to have clogged arteries. You're going to get high cholesterol, things of that nature, right? And let me just let you know, diabetes, which they call the sugar disease, and I hate that they do that because it makes people think that you get it from eating too much sugar. And that is not true at all. The reason why they call it that is because when you eat the starchy foods, because that's where you get it from, like the pastas, the white pastas, the white rice, the white bread, refined foods, processed foods, things of that nature, things that aren't, quote unquote natural. That's how you get it. So, of course, eating candy and stuff like that doesn't help, but that's not how you get it. Excuse me. So, those are the things that it's from. So, you have to watch what you eat. You really do. I mean, unless you're the type of person that says, I don't care, I'm going to eat what I want to eat, and I'm going to do what I want to do, and that's that. If you're that type of person, and you don't care, well then I guess, when it happens to you and you get the diabetes and the high blood pressure and the heart disease and all those other ailments that come along with it, don't cry about it then. Because now it's too late. When you could have done something about it and you could have, changed everything, you chose not to. So don't nobody want to hear the crying now. Okay? And I know it's hard, now that's for those types of people, okay? That, don't cry about it now, they cry about it later. You also have people that are addicted. You have food addicts, you have drug addicts. People that have an addiction, it's very hard to kick an addiction. It's very, very hard. And I empathize with those people too, but then I think at one point you weren't an addict, okay? Because addicts are made. So at one point you weren't an addict. So how did this happen? And why did you allow it to happen and to continue on with it? I have no sympathy for that. And that might sound harsh, but I'm sorry. Because it's like, come on. It's never too late to turn back the clock. To say, I'm going to start doing better. As far as age and numbers go. But there is a time when your health is just too far out the front door for you to say, okay, let me do better. Because it's not going to matter anymore, because you already pushed yourself to the brink of destruction. And, the damage is done, as they would say. The damage is done. So you can't do anything about it. All you can do is from this moment on is just take care of yourself as best as you can and just be as comfortable as you can. So maybe you can add a little extra time to the clock for yourself. Okay? And I'm just like, okay, with my family members, family, I'm talking to y'all, and I ain't putting out no names or nothing, so don't, be like, oh, she telling my business, because I'm not. I'm telling my business. But it's like, we got to do better. You know, that's all I'm going to say is we got to do better, because it's not fair. You know, when you guys get sick and everything like that, you got to understand, you know, me personally, when y'all get sick, you know, I panic. I worry. Because first of all, I'm all the way over here on the West Coast. I'm like 3,000 miles away from my family, you know, on the East Coast. I don't have any family over here except for my daughter, you know, and, you know, my son, my husband, of course, my immediate family, you know, and things of that nature. All my other family is over there on the East Coast, you know, in the South or Northeast or what have you. So when y'all get sick, of course I'm like, oh no, like, oh my God, like, what are we going to do? You know, this, that, and the other. You know, my daughter is the same way. You know, so it's like, it's not fair that, you know, we have to go through all of this. We need for the family to do better. We need for the family to come together. We all need to come together and talk to each other and figure out things that we can do as a family to help one another. I'm tired of waiting to the point of where someone gets sick and goes to the hospital, or worse, for us to come together and then cry about it. It's too late then. The damage is done. The person is already gone. Crying, all the crying in the world is not going to bring them back. All the cursing in the world is not going to bring them back. You know, we need to do better. Because we are not doing a good job at all. I mean, maybe on a personal level, you know, you, your husband, your wife, or whatever, and your children, maybe in your little personal bubble, you and yours is doing just fine and well. But it's not just you. You have aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, you know, grandmas, grandpas even, you know, that need your help, need your assistance. Maybe not financial, but maybe sometimes just comforting words. Or if you have any type of medical knowledge, they might need some medical advice. Maybe they don't have that close relationship with their doctor like they should, or maybe they don't go to the doctor enough, or what have you, and you know some stuff that you could tell them that could help them. Sometimes people aren't going to always ask, but if you see someone, okay, an analogy, if you see somebody and it's 30 degrees right outside and it's snowing, and you see them standing outside with no shoes and no jacket, are you just going to be like, oh, well, I have an extra coat in the house, I could give it to them, but they didn't ask for it, so I guess they don't need it because they didn't ask. Sometimes people don't always ask. But if you can see that somebody is doing bad and they need your help or your assistance, put your feelings to the side, or put yourself to the side for one moment and help them. They might honestly not know. You can't just assume that everybody should know something because you know it. That is the biggest mistake that anybody can make. You can say, oh, well, they grown. Oh, well, they know they know this, they know that. They know they should be doing this. They know they should be doing that. No, maybe they don't know. Maybe they should know, but just because they should know doesn't mean that they know. Okay, you get it? So, you know, we got to do better. I'm not a doctor yet. And I might not ever be, but, you know, I'm a damn good nurse. And I know what I'm talking about. Okay? So I could take, the credentials as a holistic nurse. I am not a medical nurse, but I am a herbal nurse, and I am getting my training to become a medical nurse. But be that as it may, I have a lot of knowledge, and for what I don't know, I can always go and ask colleagues and other friends and colleagues that are doctors and nurses, and they will give me advice because they have, because I've done it before. So I need for you family to start opening your mouths and asking for information if you don't know something. Okay, I need you to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking help, or asking for help rather, excuse me. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. We all need help sometimes, and we all need, words of wisdom or just words of encouragement or what have you. So even though I feel like some of you could have prevented some of these things that's happening to you, the point is you didn't, and now it's happened. So I'm not going to browbeat anybody. I'm not going to call anybody out. I'm not going to, I told you so anybody. No. I'm just saying, I'm reaching out. If you need help or you need advice, please just pick up the phone and call. If you just want somebody to listen to you or you're voicing your concerns, just pick up the phone. I don't have to give you advice. I don't have to speak. I can shut up and just sit there and listen. Sometimes people just need that. Just need somebody to vent to. They don't always need advice. They just need somebody to talk to. I get it. So please, just call. Now, I'm not saying every time you call me, I'm going to answer the phone because I'm not. And I'll tell you why. I go to school, I go to work, and I come home. I try to spend time with my family, and I try to get some sleep. And on top of that, family, you're over on the East Coast. I'm over here on the West Coast. There's a 3-hour difference. So when I'm still wide awake, you about to go to sleep. But you can call, and I will text you, to let you know, okay, I'll call you at this time because I'm at work or I'm at school or what have you. And I'll call you back at that time. I'm not working or going to school all the time. I do have time off, time to myself. So I will take some of that time and I'll call you then. It might not be the same day, but it could very well be the next day or the day after. But I will call back. That's the point I'm trying to make. So just reach out, if you don't know something or you need some advice, or even if I see that, hey, this is something so-and-so could use or something that so-and-so, should know, then I will reach out to you and I will let you know. I will do my best to contact you. But, I love you, family. I love all y'all. Y'all get on my damn nerves sometimes, but... and I'll probably get on y'all's nerves too. I don't know. But I still love y'all anyway. It don't matter. And I'll do my best, the best that's it within my ability to help. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.